Okay everyone, let's get started with our weekly tarot card reading for all the zodiac signs. And this week I am using the Japordize tarot deck. And we're going to start off with Aries. And what do we have going on for you Aries this week? Okay Aries, I feel like there's a little bit of rebellion this week for you. I'm getting a sense that there's something that either you want to say to somebody, but you don't know how to say it. So instead you're going to act it out. Almost like, I want to say a bit of passive aggressiveness could be coming up for you. Now again, this is a general reading. It will not be for all Aries, but I am getting a sense that there is, or could be, a little passive aggressiveness coming up this week if you're not able to express your true thoughts to someone. You may want to say something to someone, but you're just not sure how to do it, and it comes up as passive aggressive. Like you'll make a comment and the person will understand what you're trying to say, but not in the way you should be saying it, which is normally for you Aries would be direct. You would directly say something to someone, but this kind of a situation is putting you in a place where you're not sure how to say it directly. So interesting place for you to be in Aries, since it's not really typical of your style, I would say. I don't really see Aries as a true Aries, as being passive aggressive, but it is coming up here. Now, there's also something else here that some of you Aries may be worried about someone in your life that you don't feel has your best interest at heart. And again, there's this taking over your mind about how to handle the situation. I feel like it's someone close to your home or community, so it could be someone you work with, someone in your family. There is a situation that you're trying to figure out how to handle and just not sure what to do and what to say. There's something about someone's occupying your mind. It's something you have to deal with. It is someone that you have to deal with, or a situation you have to deal with, but it involves one particular person. And it's just weighing on your mind this week how you're going to handle that situation. And also how to stand up for yourself in a situation. I feel like that's something that could come up for you this week, Aries, and feeling good about your position on something and how to stand up for yourself if somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart, but how to communicate properly with that person. So, interesting week for you, dear Aries. Okay, now we're moving on to Taurus. What do we have going on for you, Taurus, this week? Okay, Taurus, lovely week for you. I love this spread. I love everything about it. I love the energy that it's giving off. It is all about you being just happy, surrounded by people that you love, care about. There is time for you to express yourself the way that you want to express yourself. So for example, if you meet someone in this time frame, even though this isn't a particularly love reading, I want to express this energy. If you meet someone in this time frame, you are apt to be more self-expressive and more authentic in your self-expression, and the person will be drawn to you because you are being yourself. And it's an opportunity for the relationship to bloom because of this authentic self-expression that's happening with you. It's almost like there's time now for you to be out in the world. So Taurus, any of you who are maybe not being out in the world, this is the time for you, because it is a special time where you are able to show the positive side of you, and there's lots of engagement. So if you're not around people, this is a great time to be around people, be around your peers, your family. It's a celebratory time. Now, again, this could indicate a marriage or a celebration. It doesn't necessarily have to be your marriage or celebration, but there is time for celebrating. So you could be going to someone else's event, a celebration. It doesn't have to be marriage, it can be anniversary, it can be birthdays, it can just be a celebratory time for you. Also, if you are out there looking for a job, because this self-expression is so magnified and this authenticness is coming from you so directly, it is a great time to be out there interviewing, looking for jobs, finding a new place in the world where you can express yourself authentically, and you'll feel like there's a fit in this particular job or career. It's almost like life is drawing you to this new place to be able to express yourself better than maybe you have in your current job or past jobs. So wonderful time for you, dear Taurus. I would just suggest get out there in the world, enjoy yourself, and be around people. I think it will be very positive for you in the long run. So great reading for you, dear Taurus. Okay, now we're moving on to Gemini. What do we have going on for you, Gemini? Okay, Gemini, life is going to sort of force you to take action in something, whether you like it or not. I feel like there could be something that you have to do. It might be something that you've never done before. And life is presenting you this opportunity to go for it, or to take this chance, or to do something. And your mind is fighting with you, saying, I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I'm going to be good at it. Maybe anxiety may be coming up for you at this particular time. Being faced with this opportunity to take action on something. The reading here is saying that the action for you, in spite of any anxiety, is going to provide an opportunity for you to build something, to expand your horizons. And it's almost like a challenge for you to be able to get over that fear or that anxiety, to be able to move through it so that you can enjoy life to the fullest. So the cards are suggesting here that the action that you should be taking, which you know already, so again, this is a general reading, it won't apply to all Geminis, but if this is a situation you find yourself in where you have to take action of something, to do something, and it's something new, you haven't done it maybe in the past, but you already know it's a good thing for you to do this, to take this chance, to do this. But it's a new start for you. It could even be a new job. It could be a new career, and you're not sure because you've never taken on this type of job before or this challenge before, but you know it would be good for you. And there is this self-doubt that may come up, or anxiety about if you can do it, you can. And it's challenging you to override that part of yourself that maybe doubts yourself in any capacity. You may already know this opportunity, Gemini, that I speak of if this reading does apply to you. Again, it is a general reading, but this action that you have to take, you already know it in your heart, how it's going to apply to you in your life. And you may be currently going through that, that struggle at the moment. It also could be a fleeting thing where the anxiety comes up, but you let it go. Maybe it's in the background. Or the anxiety could be crippling you as you can't take the action because you're just crippled by this feeling of not knowing how to move forward. So this action is presented to you specifically so that you can move through it. And I think the action, or whatever this opportunity is big enough where it is going to break through, and all will end well. This is a good thing, because if this does apply to you and you do have any kind of anxiety, this will help dissipate it in the future. So it's a very, very good time for you to move through this, any challenge that you have with your own self and how you see yourself moving through the world, dear Gemini. Okay, now we're moving on to Cancer. What do we have going on for you, Cancer, for this week? Okay, Cancer, this week I feel like is something about you that is coming alive, coming to the surface, maybe something that hasn't shown itself to the public before, like a side of your personality possibly. And there may be a situation that you come into contact with, a specific situation in your life this week, that you are required to drive up the strength that you have within you to make it through this. It may be a project that's a lot of work, or maybe there's people you have to deal with that you're uncomfortable dealing with, but you're going to be put in a situation where you have to drive it somewhere within you to be able to handle the situation. Now, some of you Cancers may not feel like you want to talk to somebody in a certain way. Maybe there's a side of your personality that may be more humble and, accepting of people, where you have to be forceful in this particular situation. So any Cancers out there who don't feel comfortable being forceful or assertive in your actions, this is the week where you're going to be required to do that. Now again, this is a general reading. It's not going to apply to all Cancers, but I am feeling that in order for you to take it to the next level, in order to succeed in something, you're going to have to show a different side of your personality, or the side of your personality that you may not be comfortable with, or a side of your personality you may not show normally to the world. So if you are looking for any kind of leadership position or a new job or a promotion of something of that sort, you're going to be required to show your assertiveness and the way you take control. And you have it within you, but it's somewhere that you just don't naturally have to use it on a day-to-day basis. So it's time for you to take those skills that you have, or that part of your personality, and bring it to the forefront in order to succeed in this particular situation. Now, it could be job, it could just be out there in the world generally. I'm sort of getting a general feeling from this reading, not anything specific. Sometimes I'm driven to one specific situation, but in this case, it is all about your personality and how you're showing it to the world. And it's time for you to take the reins, I would say, for you in life, and really go after what you want in an assertive way. So if you have been holding back on anything, maybe just not applying to a job, and I'm using these as examples just to help you figure out in your life how it works, or maybe in any kind of situation around your family or friends, just generally in life, this is the time for you to take those reins and really make yourself shown to the world in a way that maybe they didn't realize that of you, and say, wow, that person really took the reins here and they're showing me that they can handle this. So again, it's general, so it can be in any part of your life, and you have it in you. Remember that. So it's just up to you on whether you want to use that part of your personality or not. So something to definitely think about, dear Cancer, this week. Okay, now we're moving on to Leo. What do we have going on for you, Leo, this week? Okay, Leo, this week could be tough conversations coming up for you. I feel like there's some situation that's going to come up. Could be between one other person. It could be in a love relationship, or it could be just someone that you work with or a friend. But it is somebody that you have to have a real heart-to-heart conversation about. Something has come up and you have to address the situation with that person. And it's not a pretty situation. Whether they did something not in your best interest, maybe you did something not in their best interest that you have to confront them and apologize or something to that sort. But it's a conversation that has to be had that is going to possibly be hurtful to one or both of you. So in a relationship, there's some situation that has to be addressed, and you're going to have a come to Jesus with each other about how you feel about each other. Maybe there's a situation that happened and you have to confront it this week. So if it has to do in work, there is someone, maybe it's a colleague. I don't feel like it's a boss. I feel like it's on a peer-to-peer level. So somebody might have done something or didn't have your back in a situation, or there's something about they maybe wanted something of yours and they tried to go around you, or they wanted your job or something like that. There's someone out there, and it's a one particular person. Again, this is a general reading. This will not apply to all Leos, but if it does apply to you, this is the situation. In work, that's how it would apply. If it is a friend, it's somebody who might have done something that was just not cool and they might have taken something from you or said something behind your back or whatever it is, and it's time now for you to really address this situation. Now again, this could be you doing all this and you have to come clean with it, but there is a conversation that has to be had about this particular situation. In a love relationship, I don't think it's really a breakup. I don't feel that. I feel like it's just you need to get this out there, and it may be rocky for a bit, but I don't feel like it's going to break up the whole relationship. So I just want to get that out there, as I did say relationship. But kind of a tough week for you because it is something that you have to deal with. Leo, it just may come up, so it may not be something you have to fret about. It just may come up while you're talking to the person. Something's going to come up. So again, it could go both ways. Again, if it does apply to you, you'll know what I'm saying. If not, again, this is a general reading. Okay, now we're moving on to Virgo. What do we have going on for you this week, Virgo? Okay, Virgo, any of you out there who are the creative type as a Virgo, this is a great week for you to explore inspiration. Exploring inspiration is coming up for me strongly for this reading. It may be something that you see while you're out there in the world. If you are a writer, you're going to want to write it down. If you're an artist, you want to draw it. Anything that you do that's creative, you're going to want to express yourself this week. Dear Virgo, I feel like there is a lot that you're going to see this week that is going to inspire you. Some of you may be traveling and you're seeing things for the first time, or you're seeing new things. You may be traveling to a place you've been before, but you're seeing new things you hadn't seen when you were there last time. And it's going to bring up this inspiration for you to create something. So you may not be in a typical creative field, but you are creative. So you're going to be creative about whatever it is that you're going to need to do. You are ready to actually create. So you're going to have this inspiration, but you're also going to want to take action on whatever it is that you are going to create. So that's why I say, if I'm using this as an example, if you are a writer, you're going to want to write it down. You're not going to want to just think about the story in your head. You're going to actually want to put the writing to paper. If you're an artist, you may see something that inspires you. Take a photograph if you're not at a place where you can actually start sketching it. You're going to want to capture it. You're going to want to take action on it, because whatever this is, this inspiration, it's asking you to actually do something about it. If you have an idea of building something, if you're an architect, or there's so many things that if you're an engineer and you're thinking of a solution to a project, there's so many different things that you could be. Even if you're an accountant and you're thinking about a solution in order to balance the books better, that's still being creative, right? You need to actually get into that spreadsheet and write those things down, or write whatever it is down that is inspiring you in that moment. So that's the feeling I'm getting for you, Virgo, is just actually take action on whatever you find that inspires you this week. So great for you, dear Virgo. Okay, now we're moving on to Libra. What do we have going on for you, Libra, this week? Okay, Libra, I feel like this week it could be a time for you to really try to center yourself this week, because there could be an uncomfortable conversation, or there could be some competitiveness between you and someone else, and it's making you uncomfortable. Maybe you don't feel good in that arena. Maybe that's just not your thing. You're not about competition, and you're put into a position where you are separating yourself from this situation. So maybe there's a situation that you don't want to get involved in. Maybe it's not even your situation, because I feel like there's something about you that is saying, I just want this to go away, whatever this situation is, between two people. It could be with you and someone else, or with two people that you're associated with. Maybe two people you know are fighting or arguing or competing, and you're just not comfortable with the way that it's being handled. And maybe you're taking sides. Maybe there's someone you think should, get the upper hand here. But you know that whatever's going to happen, it will happen, right? You just don't want to get involved. Because I feel like, Libra, for this week, there's something about you not wanting to get involved in this situation. Maybe you're asked to take sides and you really don't want to. This is an uncomfortable situation for you. I feel like you're like, you know what? You work it out together. I just don't want anything to do with it. I can't even partake in it because it doesn't feel right to me, and I feel like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but just don't involve me. That's the feeling I'm getting. So it is a pretty general feeling. Again, this is a general reading and it may not apply to Libras, but what's coming up pretty strongly for me is this feeling of not wanting to get involved in a certain situation. So I feel like, Libra, you have something inside of you that you are picking a side, or you do have an opinion on who should win this competition or whatever it is, or this argument, and you know that it'll all wash out in the end. The person that you feel that it should be given to, or whatever this is, it'll all work out in the end, and you just don't want to be the one to make any kind of decision or to take part in it. You want it to just evolve itself in a natural way and just not involve you. So interesting. All I keep hearing is, I'm not getting involved. I am not getting involved in this. So interesting week for you, dear Libra. Okay, now we're moving on to Scorpio. What do we have going on for you, Scorpio? Okay, Scorpio, I feel like times are a-changing for you. I feel like there's something about you, and it could be recently, or it could have been developing or is developing, but there's this feeling like you have never felt before about life and how you're handling life. You are now handling life as if it is a joy, it is fun. Maybe in the past you didn't come from that. You felt like life was a struggle or things were a struggle. But over time, you're realizing that you have more control or more apt to enjoy the things that you like. And life is offering you a viewpoint of saying, if you have the right mindset, you can create and you can do anything that you want. And life is your oyster. And it's up to you to choose what makes you happy, what makes you sing, what it is that you want to partake in. And you're looking at life around you, and it could just be a fleeting thing, but I feel like it's more an evolvement of who you are, of maybe coming from a place that wasn't so great and moving into a place where you're just seeing life on like the other side. But it's your life, and you've seen it from one side of the fence, and now you're seeing it from another side of the fence. I feel like this week could be a lot of fun. I feel like work could be fun this week. You could be having a lot of interesting conversations with people, interesting things happening to you this week. You could be creating ideas this week, sharing things. It could be a creative week for you as well. But it's like a blessing. Things are just opening up for you, and you're seeing the fruits of life. You're seeing the enjoyment that you get, and you're watching things happen, and you're understanding them from a different level. When you watch things out there in the world, you're like, wow, it is all about me and how I see the world. And if I see the world on this side of the fence, everything is going to be mirroring that. And if I see the world on this side of the fence, everything's going to be mirroring that. So it's how you look at the world is how it's going to reflect back at you. And so you're realizing this now as a skill that it's like, wow, if I just open up my heart and open up the way I see things and have fun with it, more joy will come to me. more joy will come to me. I would say it's almost like the law of attraction, which if you're following my channel, you know I subscribe to on a daily basis. I really have seen so much happen from using that law of attraction and being present with the world. It just opens up this whole new thing for you. So great week for you to be able to look at life differently and enjoy it and have fun with it. So lovely for you, dear Scorpio. Okay, now we're moving on to Sagittarius. What do we have going on for you, Sagittarius? Okay, Sagittarius, this is a great week for you. You are definitely moving ahead with your life. I feel like if you have been in park, this is how I'm going to describe it to you. If you have been in park in your life, you're now going into drive. You are definitely stepping the gas pedal on your life. If you haven't been traveling and you've been dying to travel, now you are taking the reins and you are traveling. You are seeing the world, you are doing things that you want to do, you are opening up everything that maybe you have not been opening up in your life recently, or maybe circumstances you haven't had the opportunity. Now I feel like you're ready to charge ahead. There's something that has switched on for you. It's like park, now drive. And that's how I'm seeing it. Like the cars just stopped and now it's going again. And I feel like it's bringing you joy, because Sagittarius, if you're a true Sagittarius, you understand what I mean. You need to be out there in the world. You need to be doing things and exploring and showing your side of finding out the answers and engaging with people and being creative and enjoying that side of life for you. So some of you actually maybe, and I think I just said this, traveling, because that is coming up for me. And I feel like there's this exploration to it, and it's just you coming alive. And I think if I can remember, Sagittarius, you had something like this last week. So it just could be a continuation of this for you, but I feel like you're ready to really just engage with life. And it's awesome because you're just going forward with it. You're just really now engaging in your own life. And maybe that's how you were before, but you're doing it again. So excellent for you, dear Sagittarius. Okay, now we're moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, what do we have going on for you this week? Okay, Capricorn, for you, this is a possible fight makeup. I think I had this for you last week. Interesting. It's interesting, you and Sagittarius, maybe your combination Sagittarius Capricorn, because the readings feel the same to me. But there may be something that has come up that, you know, something you need to address with someone else. This could be a partner. I feel like it is a love relationship. I am getting drawn to that. But there could have been a situation where it could be that you or someone you love wants to do something that you don't want them to do, or there's a disagreement about something and it kind of like blows up. You know, you have that little fight, but then they say they're sorry or you say you're sorry. It could go both ways. I mean, I don't feel like it's one side or the other. I feel like it's a week where you may have a little fight. It's not a big deal. I don't feel like it's a big deal. It's just that something just happens. Maybe you say something that you didn't realize you were saying in the moment, or maybe your partner is saying something they didn't realize they were saying in the moment, and it just gets heated and you kind of have your little fight, you separate, you come back, and they say they're sorry or you say you're sorry. So it's one of those weeks. So just, you know, pay attention to what comes up and how you're addressing it. It may have to come up, so it's maybe something that you can't control, so it just is gonna happen. It's just gonna be in a situation and you'll look back and go, oh, that was that situation. Okay, now I understand. Because it's something that is trying to get some truth out of a certain particular subject between you. And it has to come out, and it's gonna come out where you don't expect it to come out, and it's gonna come out in words. Because there is something I'm detecting that has to be uncovered. And it needs to come out because it is the truth. And in a relationship, you'll have to deal with that truth. And if you both are keeping it, buried under the surface, that's not helpful, because that's how resentment comes up. So it's almost like somehow you're going to get it up and out, and you're going to have to deal with it. And I feel like it's going to be okay in the end. What comes of it, I don't know. I don't feel like it's a major fight or anything, but I feel like it is a truth that has to be addressed. So interesting week for you, dear Capricorn. Okay, now we're moving on to Aquarius. What do we have going on for you, Aquarius? Okay, Aquarius, right away, when I put down the cards, comes up, some of you who are interested or single and looking to meet somebody, love could come your way this week, very unexpectedly. It is something that you didn't see coming, and all of a sudden there it is. Or the opposite could happen. If you are with someone, some change could happen in your relationship. I'm not saying that there'll be a change as you break up, but there is going to be a change in your relationship. Something is going to disrupt it. Now, it could just be that your partner or you get a new job, or something comes up where there's a change in your daily routine or something of that sort. They may have a new opportunity and it's going to shake up your relationship. Maybe they have a job that's far away and now it's going to strain your relationship in some way. But there is some change around relationships that is coming up. But I feel like you're being very realistic about this situation. So if there is a change in your relationship dynamic, because I feel like it's the dynamic of the relationship. So how you work together in your relationship, there's something that is disrupted there. I feel like for you, you're being realistic about it. So again, I'm using that example. Again, this is a general reading. I'm just giving you examples to help you with the energy. It could be a totally different situation for you, but how I can see the energy playing out is, for example, if your partner or you get an opportunity in another location, and so you're going to have to maybe finagle how you're going to work on a long distance relationship. You are being very realistic about what this means for you. I don't feel like this change is going to disrupt you. In a sense, it's a disruption between the relationship, but I don't think it will affect the relationship. It's just you'll be now understanding that, well, we'll have to operate differently. If it is maybe a longer drive from each other, or if it is something where your relationship takes on a new flavor, a new way to integrate with each other, that's what you're going to have to deal with. I feel like your love is strong enough, but whatever this is, maybe your partner or you lose a job, it could be something like that. It's disruption to your partnership in some way. So it's a situation surrounding both of you that is going to change the dynamic of your relationship. And again, this is showing me that you are being very realistic about this change, and you're going to be able to handle it easily because you're being grounded about it. You're understanding that, hey, this is life. This happens. This is good for you or good for me. We're going to work it out. We're going to figure out how we're going to maneuver in this situation that has just appeared itself to us. Maybe somebody has to live with you. Maybe you have to take someone's parents in. That type of thing where it's going to disrupt your relationship pattern, but you're still going to handle it. Whatever this change is, it's not going to disrupt your actual relationship because your relationship is strong. It's just that you're going to have to maybe clean out a guest bedroom and make it someone else's bedroom. And you're like, okay, this is what we have to do because we have to help this person out, so we'll let them come stay with us. It's disrupting the dynamic of your relationship, but it won't disrupt your relationship. So hopefully that makes some sense to you, dear Aquarius. Okay, now we're moving on to Pisces. What do we have going on for you, Pisces, this week? Wow, this is lovely, Pisces. This is you. This is all about this dreaminess this week. There is beauty in everything that you are engaged in. If you are any kind of an artist or in the creative field, you could even be a designer. this is a great week for you to accomplish something or stand out in something. So there may be an event that you are able to show off all of your creativeness this week. If you're an artist, designer, there's a lens that you're looking at the world this week that is almost beyond you. And I can say that to you as a Pisces because you may realize what I'm saying. You are looking at life through that lens of magnificence, of the world being such a magnificent place. It's almost taking it one level up from seeing the world as its hardcore things. It's above that. It's the beauty of life you're capturing. There's also a sense of intuition that is taking over, that is inspiring you. You're very inspired this week, and it's almost like if you are a creative type, you also, I think someone else got this in the reading. There was someone else, I can't remember because I'm in the moment, but I remember that someone else was creatively inspired this week. So look at the signs and see if there's a combination in your chart with that other sign. But you're definitely coming up with ideas this week. I think the other reading talked about actually taking action on those ideas, but for you, I feel like this is actually finding the ideas, actually being creative with ideas that maybe you didn't see were a possibility, and now that you see there is a possibility here for engaging in this beauty or this thing. I'm hearing beauty. I don't know how that applies to you. Maybe you're in the beauty industry, but the word beauty, which is interesting, is just coming up to me. Maybe you feel beautiful this week. Maybe you see the world as beautiful because I feel like it's bigger. Maybe the world sees you as beautiful. There is something about this magnificent in your world. You could be somewhere traveling and you just look outside, or you're outside and you just see the beauty in life. There may be a place that you go to that you think, this is where I connect with. You may feel that in your soul, that there's a place that you're at where you feel connected. Or whatever it is that you're doing this week, you're gonna feel very connected. From an intuitive level, it's going to be some place or something that you're doing that just vibes with you, and it's natural and it's flowing. I'm feeling this flowing energy with you, Pisces, which does resonate with you, right? So as a water sign, it is flowing. You're just, ideas are flowing. You are seeing the beauty in something that maybe other people don't see the beauty in. Maybe there's something that you're like, this is it. This is what it's all about. And someone may look and not realize that this could be something, but you know that it is. It's like that inspiration is coming to the forefront. So wonderful, wonderful week for you this week, dear Pisces. Okay, everyone, another great week. And as usual, I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.